All right, B's and G's, welcome back to the drive-through. Special Valentine's Day edition. Got a couple requests and dedications going out there this week. First one is number 18 from 9.7. This is a Widmopoy question. One of the angles in a rhombus has a measure of 120. If the perimeter of the rhombus is 24, find the length of each diagonal. Alright, so in our picture here, this appears to be the 120 degree angle, which makes this 60. That's a fact of parallelograms. Parallelograms have consecutive angles that are supplementary because of the parallel lines that are inside of them. All pink and red today, it being Valentine's Day and all. Oh dear. Let's try this again. Alright, so we're looking for the length of the pink line and the length of the red line. And remember that those are perpendicular because it is a rhombus. We know that the perimeter, in this problem, the perimeter is 24. So when we do 24 divided by 4, that gives us our side length. So our side length is 6. Alright, so now we just got to kind of make a notation of what these triangle angles would be. Remember that the diagonals of a rhombus bisect the angles. Remember when I told you were going to have to remember those things? Well, here you go. Alright, so we have the hypotenuse. We always want to find the short leg first. So how do we go from our hypotenuse to our short leg? We divide by 2. It's in your notes. That makes this 3. How do we go from our short leg to our long leg? It's getting bigger, so we multiply by radical 3. You're just going to have to memorize those. And that makes this 3 radical 3. So D1 is 3 times 2, which is 6. Keep in mind, this is 3, and 3 times 2 is 6. And D2 is 3 radical 3. Sorry, D2. D2 is 3 radical 3 times 2. Remember that 3x times 2 is just simply 6x, so that makes that 6 radical 3. Radical. Moving on to number 22. No, this isn't number 22. This is number 25. Week. 25. Okay, let me add to the picture. So we're given that this is 4, that this is 4. Well, that's a terrible picture. And that this is 60. And this is 45. They're asking us, well, it's a two-part question. They ask us to find DC, let's call that X, and they ask us to find BC, so we'll call that Y. And here I'm just going to have to work backwards and use what is given to me. Alright, so I know this is the 30, 60, 90 triangle chapter, so if I draw this, I've just created a 30, 60, 90 triangle. I know the hypotenuse is 4, which makes the short leg 2. To get from the hypotenuse to the short leg, you divide by 2, and that makes this 2 radical 3. So this is a terrible picture, but this part is 2, and this part is 2, because 2 plus 2 equals 4. Alright, so I know that this portion of X is 2, and this must be 2 radical 3 right here, because the height of the trapezoid is the same due to the parallel lines. How do we get from in a 45, 45, 90 triangle, the legs are congruent, so this is 2 radical 3. So now I know that X must be 2 plus 2 radical 3. Is that simplified? Is 2 plus 2x. Can you do anything to that? The answer is no. So yes, this is simplified. We're done with that one. Now, y, we're not done with just yet. So to get to y, we got to get from the leg of a 45, 45, 90 triangle to the hypotenuse. So 2 radical 3. You multiply by radical 2 to get from the leg to the hypotenuse. And that is indeed 2 radical 6. Boom!